This is why in that conversation where you're like, what was I thinking? You've all been there, right? We've all been there. What was I thinking? What was I thinking when I said that? What was I thinking when I did that? What was I thinking when I lost? Like, what was I thinking? Well, the answer may be you weren't. You weren't thinking. Your body was putting you in a state where you were ready to fight a lion or fight a bear, not have real talk with your spouse. And you approach that real talk with the power and the might of a middle linebacker, but with the intellectual ability of a first grader. And that's why we end up saying stuff and doing stuff that we regret. That's why we need a game plan in advance. That's why we need to have a plan of what we're going to do. When the adrenaline kicks in, it's not the time to think about it. You're going to make the wrong decision. We're going to come up with a 3-step plan. Part 1 today, and then over the next 2 weeks, we'll see the next 2 parts. And it's very simple. The game plan is going to go this way. It's going to go heart, mind, mouth. That's why today's message is called Start with the Heart. We're going to start here, then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, which is the opposite of usually what we think. I want to go here and talk about conflict resolution. Give me the words to say. What am I supposed to say when my husband says this? What am I supposed to say when I want to say this to my boss? We want to start here. That's not how it works. We don't work outside in, we work inside out. The starting point is not to figure out the words to say. The starting point is not to figure out what I should be thinking in my mind. The starting point is checking my heart. Jesus said it this way. Matthew chapter 7, verse 4 and 5. He said, how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eye, and look, a plank is in your own eye? Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Jesus is saying is, you have an issue with your brother. I'm telling you, confront it. I'm not saying fight or flight. I'm saying face, confront it. But before you confront it, if you got an issue with your brother's eye, but you got a big old 2x4 hanging out your own eye, the starting point is looking at yourself. That's why I want to say it succinctly, say this way. Here's our first step in the conflict, how to resolve conflict. It's me first, we second. It's me first, we second. Say me first. Say we second. Say me first, we second. Me first, we second is the starting point, which is I start with me before I talk about we. Once upon a time, there's a dad. This is not me, okay? Once upon a time, a dad took his 2 daughters to Disney World. And they spent the entire day at Disney World. They were probably, let's say, like 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around that age. 2 daughters. He took them all to Disney World for the day. Disney World is 1 billion degrees in the summer, okay, and it's a long, tiring day. So, of course, they were hydrating, and they finally heading back to the hotel. And when they get back to the hotel, both girls say, I need to go to the bathroom. Problem is, there's only one bathroom in the hotel. I get to go first. No, I get to go first. No, I go first. No, I go first. No, I'm older. No, I'm younger. No, I got to go more. No, you went first last time. And the dad said, let's do this as a teaching opportunity. He said to them, I'm not going to step in. You resolve this. Only one rule. No hitting. No hitting. I'm going to go in the other room. You guys resolve this. He sat down in that other room. And he heard some yelling. And he heard some discussion. And he heard... 25 minutes later, 25 minutes later, he heard whoosh, flush. And 4.6 seconds later, he heard flush number 2. Question. What happened here? Why did it take so long for them to go to the bathroom? In the 25 minutes, each one could have gone to the bathroom 15 times if they had wanted. What's the root of the problem right here? The first problem that needs to be addressed in your conflict is each one needs to ask himself, what's the motive? What's my intention? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want the end result of this to be? And I'm going to challenge you to be honest with yourself. Because usually our motives are not as pure as we think they are, as we say they are. Usually our motives are not as pure as we say they are. If you were to ask these 2 girls, what's your motivation in this fight? What do you want? What would they have said? I want to go to the bathroom. I want to go to the bathroom as soon as possible. That's what they would have said. But is that the reality? Because the reality, if you wanted to go to the bathroom, You could have gone 20 minutes ago if you just let your sister go, then you could have gone. The motivation started pure. I just want relief, sweet relief. But then emotions got involved, and the situation devolved. What was now the motivation by the end of it? Not relief, but to win. The motivation by the end was, I want to win. I don't want to lose. Even if that means I suffer, I'd rather I suffer as long as you suffer, because I don't want to lose this fight. Step one in any conflict is to confront yourself. We never confront someone else before we confront ourselves. That's what Jesus was saying. We never confront someone else before we confront ourselves. And we ask ourselves, what's my true motive? What's my true motive? Winners. Okay, there are winners and losers in life. When I say losers and winners, I don't mean in life like in the world. I mean in relationships, like I said earlier. People who win at life are people who win at relationships. People who lose in relationships are going to lose at life. So people who win at relationships know that very, very, very rarely, I don't want to say never, but I don't care. So very, very, very rarely is the problem 100% the other person's. Winners in life know that very, very, very rarely, almost never, is it always their fault, 100% their fault, and 0% my fault. Losers always see that it's their fault. Losers will tell you how they're wrong. How, back to these girls, how she's being stubborn, which she is, but so are you. How she's being inconsiderate, which she is, but so are you. How she just cares about herself. Losers will just tell you all those things which are all 100% true. But that's why they're going to lose. People who want to win are going to start by confronting themselves, looking at the log in my own eye before examining the speck in my brother or my sister's eye.